Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Marna's Guide. It is holiday season, Christmas season, end of the year, which means only one thing really, and that's lists. That's pretty much what everybody who likes to talk about shit nonstop does, and here we go. These are my top 50 albums of the year 2021. I am going from 50 to 1. I'm going to divide it into two parts so the videos aren't too crazy long, and also an excuse to pretend like I'm uploading more videos because I've only got about maybe 4 or 5 left this year. Music albums now. A movie list first week of January because I want to count the December films best I can. And here the rating system really doesn't matter. It is in order of how much I love these records personally, as much as how important I think they are and how great their full start to finish album listening experience is. So I'm just going to put the album picture here and a list of songs that I like here with a double asterisk next to 1 or 2 songs that I think are either the best or my personal favorites, and a super fast description. So let's just get right into it with number 50. Number 50, Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. This is just a straight callback of late 90s, early 2000s hype rap, while still implementing his unique, newer, silky R&B musings that has garnered him lots of attention lately. Tyler can pretty much do no wrong at this point. He can do what he wants, and it's mostly gonna be a huge, appealing success. Number 49, Ken by Whitechapel. This is a big change in style for the deathcore band. It's basically Tool meets Lamb of God, but there's more dynamic accessibility with that, and I think it works and creates a more interesting listen. Number 48, King's Disease by Nas. This is probably his best record behind Illmatic. He's found himself, and I hope he keeps it that way. This is one of the best modern old school records, one for the ages, especially by a veteran of his longevity. Number 47, Inertia by Scar of the Sun. This is a straightforward mix of 2000s groove metal, goth metal, melodic death, some prog, and it's all done in a very forward-thinking manner that I wish there was a lot more bands around these days that did it. Number 46, Inside by Bo Burnham. Pretty much just social commentary Weird Al trapped and isolated for decades, only to come up with some of the best self-deprecating humor this side of a manic SpongeBob voiced meme songs. Number 45, The New Axial Age by The Mask of the Phantasm. This is spiraling, frantic, 80s jazzy prog with basically Adele as their lead singer. Need I say more? Number 44, Nurture by Porter Robinson. This is just fluttering, pure, lush, blissful, perfect pop for the year. While half of it feels kind of incomplete or overstaying its welcome, there's so much of the other half that is just completely addicting blissfulness, and it's very hard to overlook just how good the poppy ass songs are. Number 43, Aphelion by Lepros. Just airy, ethereal, sweeping, soaring, soothing art rock. Good prog tendencies and some of the best dynamic and powerful vocal performances that you'll hear in the entire rock environment. Number 42, Celestial Blues by King Woman. This band might have just become the new go-to sludge doom female fronted band replacing Kyleza, and that's a big deal for me, and I think that speaks the most volumes. Number 41, Era by Era. This is just that crushing, dense, grindy, liquid, cyber-enhanced metalcore. One of the best bands doing the scream verse, clean, high-pitched chorus style. It's just the feeling of a violent black goo that's covering and consuming your entire body, and by the time it's done, it's just convincing you it's a good thing. Number 40, The Apple Drops by Liars. This is wonderfully haunting and enchanting, hypnotic, electronic-driven art rock with some post-punk sprinkled in. It feels like being secluded in a cave and kind of happy you're getting lost in. The production has a much more accessible and easier sound than their legacy shows before. So for people like me, it's pretty good, but for older fans, probably maybe not so much. Number 39, Actually You Can by Deerhoof. Dissonant, mathy, abrasive, upbeat indie rock with highly addictive guitar. The vocals are just kinda there and nothing really, but it doesn't deter at all from just how addicting the guitar work is, and the pacing is just a delight. Number 38, Big Mess by Danny Elfman. So what if Marilyn Manson wasn't shit, didn't get famous almost nothing but covers, and was way more creative, mixing 80s new wave, industrial alt metal, and what sounds like a Lou Reed and David Bowie jam session. The composer for most Tim Burton film scores, I think, has created an experience that is worth the strange misses, as well as the catchy, hooky, intriguing hits. Number 37, Deceiver by Chemist. Detailed D&D epic doom metal. It's all about the story, but early Black Sabbath worship is always welcome as a great accompaniment. Number 36, Strength by Unto Others. High energy, epic, gothic, old school 80s metal. It's like if Dio and Danzig had a dark, moody supergroup. Number 35, Fortitude by Gojira. Gojira continues down their very unique path of progressive death metal while implementing very eclectic and tribal, accessible soundscapes that may not always work. But I think the more I listen and keep an open mind, it grows and grows, and it feels like there really is a unique sound that they're trying to perfect that may become its own genre in later years. Number 34, Emphatically No by Cheekface. As someone who's recently lost their job and is super apathetic towards returning to work forever now, slacker rock where the lyrics feel like Ed from Ed and Eddie stumble fucks his way through half-hearted existentialism with dorky Pavement, Cake, and early Weezer worship instrumentals. Empathetically, yes. Yes, please. Number 33, Montero by Lil Nas X. It's just sparkly and glittery, flashy, catchy as all fuck, fun as all hell. It's a very shameless pop, but done with a super creative outlook and a different dynamic that I don't think we've actually seen in a long time. Number 32, An Evening with Silk Sonic by Silk Sonic. Just a straight up love of funk and 70s soul, all the glitz and glam you expect, and the outcast dynamic of these two with Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars just makes for a perfect silky hit-making machine. Number 31, Typhoons by Royal Blood. This is like if AWOL Nation was just really, really, really good and insanely catchy and super undeniable about it. It's infectious and absurdly dancey, and I'm not afraid to say how great almost every song is, really. Number 30, Mercurial World by Magdalena Bay. It's a mix of ABBA and Cardigan's vocal style for me, with a new sleek of this era synth pop take on 80s sensual pop. It's highly addicting, and I think the transformation and the evolution of this band can only go up from here. Number 29, Mare by Harakiri for the Sky. This is my go-to melodic black metal, black gaze band, and they never really disappoint. Everyone else can go to death heaven, but for me, these guys never let up the pace. They're always jamming forward and creating interesting soundscapes, even with an hour and a half runtime here. I am totally just locked in, and it's what I enjoy. Number 28, Bleed the Future by Arcspire. It's got blistering speed, vicious dense drumming, powerful shrieking scratching guitars, and an eviscerating spitfire death snarl delivery. It's the most fun audio cardiac arrest that I can give you this year. Number 27, Vamgelsider by Necronomidal. While putting this together, I realized this is much like Porter Robinson's record, except from a very dark and deep perspective on the other side. From the very smooth, clear, and precise pop, dance, existential feel. But then there's also an addition of a little bit of black metal production tricks in the background that's just layers and layers and makes it really interesting and great to listen to. And finally, for the end of part 1, number 26, God is Partying by Andrew W.K. There's a little bit of Andy Kaufman-esqueness going on with how this record is feel and how it was made, but it's pretty much just a glam metal version of peak Born in the USA Bruce Springsteen. Piano rock that questions the morality of religion and has killer hooks while doing it almost every single song. That's it for part 1. Part 2 will be out relatively almost, maybe next day or something. No big deal. But hope you found something that you weren't expecting and it makes you go back on it, and you have a wonderful rest of the year, and see you in part 2. Thanks for listening. Have a good night.